The lack of affordable housing or workforce housing, whatever you label it, has become a crisis in South Florida. So coming up next, Business Report producer David Weir looks for solutions when he talks with veteran South Florida developer Jeff Auslander. Dave asked Jeff about his definition of affordable housing.
Well, it's really a matter, David, of nomenclature. We try and tie it to median income, and in Palm Beach County currently we're ranging at about $62,100 a year for a family of four. So everything we should be doing should be a factor of this median income number.
Okay.
And we need to be looking at housing for sale at, say, 3 times median income. As a rule of thumb. That's about $180,000, perhaps up to $200,000.
Right.
Which is below what we hear people talking
Yeah.
about, workforce housing, affordable housing. Well, I've been at it 30 years, and when I got into it, we talked about low and moderate income housing.
Right.
We've lost that, and we're now up in the range of
Right. Well, so we're
workforce.
looking at, we're looking at 280. Some of these developers come in and say, okay, I'm going to do affordable housing at 250, 300,000. Well, that's not affordable housing.
No, it really isn't. And you've got to have incomes in the range of $100,000 a year to really afford that. And also keep in mind that we're dealing with utility costs that have gone up, insurance, taxes.
Oh, God, taxes and insurance.
Exactly. So that the ingredients to the housing costs are real, all of which are escalating.
We're getting to a point now, I've mentioned this before on the program, is that taxes and insurance and utilities right now is over and above your mortgage payment. So you got to take your mortgage payment and almost double it to get just the turnkey operation. And, it's really expensive.
Well, it's gotten to be prohibitive for an awful lot of people.
Yeah, that's right.
It's out of range and out of sight.
Well, okay, you're a pro. You've been in real estate development for years. You have a master's degree in urban services and so forth. Is there a solution to this?
Well, I think there is. I've certainly developed and delivered a lot of housing over the years, particularly here in Palm Beach County and in other states as well. But we have to do more with less. We have to be able to aggregate sites that are available for development. And I've done this in Palm Beach County in the past. It's been more difficult lately. We need land that's affordable, that's written down by local government, perhaps the county on the one hand. And the other area we have problems, obviously, construction costs.
Right.
And that's a terrible constraint right now.
Well, you're really doing something about what I consider affordable housing right now up in Sumner County, northwest of Orlando. What is that all about? What are you doing there?
Yes, well, in Bushnell, Florida, a company of mine, acquired a site about 2.5 years ago, had it annexed into the city where they've just introduced the water and sewer services. We upzoned it, and so we are able now to develop 103 units of townhouses for rent. That'll be roughly $1,000 a month,
right,
between a 2- and a 3-bedroom townhouse. Now we're using a very unique financing system with tax-exempt bonds that are exempt from the alternative minimum tax. There's a tremendous demand for these kinds of bonds. We're using a nonprofit ownership entity. We have a bank that's credit enhancing the bonds, Regions Bank, and an underwriter that understands this market and this business. And we put this crew together. And so our biggest advantage probably is the financing technique in this case. But I can deliver these units up in Bushnell and Sumter County. I'm not sure I could do it as matters stand here in Palm Beach County.
Is this our main problem here is the land?
Yes, very much so.
And but if we get the municipalities, the county and so forth together to start land banking some of this thing and get together with developers and the community, we can do it though.
Absolutely. That's the biggest obstacle, impediment, if you will, to delivering the housing that I used to deliver here. I've done over 600 apartments that were affordable to moderate and low income occupants. We could do it, but we're not getting that help from the county and the local municipalities.
I got you. Well, Jeff Auslander, thanks a lot for being here.
My pleasure.
You got to come back in a couple of months.
I'd like to.
We'll figure out what's going on. And stay with us. We'll return right after these words.